the early morning hours of May 14th, 2008, a college student named Brandon Swanson disappeared without a trace in rural Minnesota. And to this day, his case remains one of the strangest and most chilling unsolved mysteries in American history. This is the true story of the disappearance of Brandon Swanson. Brandon was 19 years old, a bright, good-natured young man known for his intelligence and dry sense of humor. He had just finished his first year studying wind energy technology, an emerging field he was passionate about. Brandon was not the type to take reckless risks. He was grounded, responsible, and close to his family. He loved the open fields and small towns of western Minnesota, a region defined by rolling farmland, winding dirt roads, and small communities where everyone knew each other. That evening, he attended two small gatherings to celebrate the end of the school year, first in Canby, then in Lind, Minnesota. Witnesses said he had a few drinks, but nothing out of the ordinary. He laughed, shared jokes, and stayed in control. Shortly before midnight, he set out for home. It was a drive he had made many times before. The route was quiet, the roads familiar, or so it seemed. At 1:54 a.m., Brandon called his parents, Brian and Annette Swanson. His voice was calm, but there was tension underneath. His car had run off the road and gotten stuck in a ditch. He believed he was near Lind. Brian and Annette immediately got dressed and jumped in their pickup truck. They stayed on the phone with Brandon as they drove. At first, it seemed simple. They would find him, tow the car out, and everyone would laugh about it later. But as they talked, small things began to seem off. Brandon described gravel roads, fences, and distant lights, landmarks that didn't match the town of Lind. Still, Brandon wasn't panicking. He seemed focused, logical. He decided to start walking toward the lights he could see. They kept talking, trying to find each other. Minutes passed, then half an hour, then nearly 50 minutes, and then suddenly, mid-sentence, Brandon shouted, "Oh, shit!" There was a sudden strange noise, a brief rustle or thud, and then silence. The line stayed open. Brian and Annette called his name over and over. No response. They hung up. They called back again and again. Still no answer. At sunrise, desperate and terrified, they called the police. The initial police response was slow and dismissive. Officers suggested that Brandon was just hiding, or that he would show up when he sobered up. They insisted he was an adult, free to vanish if he wanted to. But his parents knew better. This was not Brandon. It took several agonizing hours before a serious search began. Later that day, Brandon's car was found. Not near Lind, but near the town of Taunton, nearly 20 miles away. It was lightly stuck on the side of a gravel road. No major damage, no skid marks, no signs of a crash. The car was simply abandoned. Tracking dogs picked up Brandon's scent from the car. The trail led along gravel roads through fields and toward the Yellow Medicine River. At the river's edge, the scent trail abruptly stopped. Divers were sent in. Search teams scoured the riverbanks and surrounding farmland. Helicopters swept overhead. Volunteers walked shoulder to shoulder across fields. Yet, nothing was ever found. Not a shoe, Not a piece of clothing, not even his cell phone. Some believe Brandon may have fallen into the river and drowned, but no remains were ever recovered, and the river, though dangerous, wasn't particularly deep or fast at that time of year. Others believe hypothermia took him. Temperatures had dropped into the low 40s that night. Exhausted and confused, he may have wandered off, collapsed, and succumbed to exposure. But if so, why wasn't he found? There are darker theories too. Some whisper of foul play. Could he have encountered a stranger in the dark? A passing vehicle? An accident that someone chose to cover up? The landscape itself was unforgiving. Abandoned wells, hidden ravines, thick underbrush, places where a body could vanish without a trace. The most haunting part remains. What made Brandon cry out? Did he trip and fall? Did he slip into the river? Or did he see something in the darkness? Something he couldn't escape? No one knows. In the years since, Brian and Annette Swanson have turned their grief into action. They fought for and passed Brandon's law, requiring immediate police action when an adult is reported missing under suspicious circumstances. Thanks to them, other families now have hope where they once had only frustration. But for the Swansons themselves, the nightmare continues. Their son, their bright, kind, hopeful young man, simply vanished into the night, and the fields of Minnesota, endless and silent, keep their secrets still. What do you believe happened to Brandon Swanson? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy true mysteries like this one, subscribe for more, because sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones that really happened.